My aspirations for the Mantle Global Hackathon, I want to see one of two things. Because we are beyond the ideation phase of crypto, I want to see projects that have very clear demos, clear specific reasons for the product, and a narrow targeted user base. So I know that when the hackathon is over, these projects are going to be able to go and take very concrete action steps as they go out and go forth into the wild with some of their recent hackathon funds that they just won. There's so much surface area in the category of just stablecoins, neobanks, fintech apps, interconnected global finance that there should be just like an infinite number of viable hackathon projects that can turn into large-scale outcomes for the teams and potential investors. Either that or some brand new mechanism, a mechanism that's in the category of like opinion markets or consensus markets. These are like markets that have mechanisms that leverage the wisdom of the crowd to and produce more knowledge and more truth than what society had before. This is like poly market, but take out the oracle and allow the wisdom of the crowd to produce some sort of truth. I think those are pretty cool. I think those are pretty sci-fi. I want to see more of those. Personally, I'm really just looking forward to seeing what builders are interested and focused on, but I also highly encourage builders who are in need of ideas of building in either of these two categories.
Now, some of the things that I would like to see, obviously, yield. I want yield. Yield-bearing stablecoins, yield-bearing ETH, yield-bearing Bitcoin, yield-bearing gold, yield-bearing silver, something that has yield, and if that yield is sustainable, if that yield is scalable, if that yield source is something novel or new that we haven't seen, that has been a blind spot, that would be phenomenal. If you're not building something that creates yield, please then build something that takes a yield-bearing asset and does something new or interesting or very useful with it. Would love to see that. We've seen protocols like Pendle, like Term, even protocols like Morpho or Aave find ways to take yield-bearing assets and make them useful in this space. That's what I want to see. Good luck, and may the yield ever be in your favor.
I'm hoping to see more projects that are truly native to Mantle. Things that make sense specifically because you are building a Mantle. But anyway, it's also great to see strong teams migrating over from other EVM ecosystems.
My personal judgment style immensely values communication. I highly encourage teams to recruit a dedicated team member to simply focus on executing the pitch. I think it is the highest ROI team member that is the most often neglected. While the rest of the team is just focusing on building the product, a single communication forward team member should just focus on delivering the pitch and selling the judges. Usually the best hackers aren't necessarily the best presenters, and someone in charge of selling the vision can just go a long way to get the outcomes that you're looking for.
It's tough for hackathons because, they're very early stage typically, but I'm always personally looking for originality, some sort of uniqueness or novelty. Essentially, I just want to see people that are trying something different. That doesn't mean you have to be different for the sake of being different, but just not rehashing the same tried idea, just something new.
I'll just add, there's two different types of projects we get excited for. One is building for DeFi native users. The other is building for the net new user, folks who have never used crypto and could really benefit from being able to use DeFi and other Web3 technology.